All right, we're live. You were watching and listening to the Round Rounded Podcast, Episode 2. I got a cool little guest here. I want you to tell everyone what your name is, sir.
My name is...
I'm FK Menace.
Nice, man. I appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate
Means
you
a lot.
having me.
So let people know. So you are a DJ, producer,
Yep.
photographer now, right?
Yes, sir.
And you do some of your own graphics too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graphics and videography. Yep.
That's awesome. Oh, you do video too?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
As much
cool.
as I can. I mean, most of it was just by myself, and then I had helpers like with the drone, with their own Sony.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Come and help me out a little.
No, that's cool, man.
Yep.
So get this right off the bat. I know people watching, listening, you're wearing this luchador mask.
Yes,
You have to
sir.
go right into that, okay?
Right into it.
Yeah, let's go right into that.
So yeah, basically with the mask, Sangre Chicano was like the originator of it. His mask was more red and gold. He was like that physique kind of guy, you know,
Yeah.
that idol of a wrestler that you want to be like El Santo, pretty much. But he was wrestling. My uncle was training with him in the gym and wanted to pursue that professional career, but really didn't know how to go about it,
Yeah.
gimmick-wise, name-wise, the whole nine. And so when Sangre Chicana, before he became Sangre Chicana, he was Lemos, and he was wrestling in Mexico, ended up losing his mask, lost his mask, came back with the same mask. Sangre Chicana was his new name, lost it again, and now he doesn't wear it.
Yeah.
But he had said, take my mask, change up the colors. So now it's black and gold at this point, and take my old name and become like the villain or the menace, if you will.
Okay.
Then that point on, my dad in the 80s was kind of like training low key in high school and getting with my uncle and just having a ball, man. Just living life as a, you know, as an 18-year-old, just wanted to wrestle with him, be around him. You know,
Yeah, of
and
course.
He really took on the name Lemos Dos and became, you know, pretty well known in the San Antonio area, but also wrestled in Mexico too.
Yeah.
And from then on, my uncle, my dad's brother, became Lemos Tres. But then at that point, he was over, you know, time grew. He's like, I can't do the mask thing. It's just,
Yeah, not for him.
it's too tight, or I don't
Yeah,
know what.
yeah.
He just
I
wanted
couldn't
to
do
go.
it. I couldn't wrestle a whole match like that. No.
Nah, because it gets annoying sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
I can imagine like him not dealing with the mask, but also just kind of wanting to become his own person.
Oh, yeah.
And so he became El Latino. He's like the neighborhood hero of San Antonio. And the Menace name actually comes from Lemos Dos, the Menace from East LA.
Okay.
So my dad wasn't from East LA, but Sangre Chicano wasn't from Chicago.
Yeah.
He would kind of claim Chicago at some point, like for some reason. So he would just kind of come up with a whole gimmick of a name. And so my dad claimed East Los, and I just took that Menace piece out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. The only other menace I've ever heard is Compton Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've heard of Menace clothing wear.
Okay.
Found them on. They have. That's
I feel like I've seen them on social media somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name Menace. Actually, there's one of the guys' name's Menace. He produced a Panda beat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
So and when I started thinking about that, I was like, yeah, but he's not FK Menace.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
dude, should I use Menace or
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
But yeah, that's literally probably the only. I don't know if he still produces it. They just kind of said, oh, who made this beat? They
Yeah.
did a small interview. Yeah, man. So I mean, past that, I mean, like I said, my dad was wrestling for my whole childhood. You know, so I saw my dad and my uncle, and all three of them wrestle at some point. You know, wrestling always has this narrative to it, this bad guy, good guy situation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, my dad and my uncle played those roles and filmed like, you know, skits and all right, next Monday or next Sunday I'm gonna come out. You know, this and that. It was like a
Yeah.
whole thing. So they really took on the that role of putting people in seats and making it a thing. And then you also had like my uncle was more Americanized, my dad was more Mexican.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So their styles of wrestling were super different, but they both have that Mexican flavor. One story I add in is that you can find it on YouTube. My uncle was working in the prison system as a guard, and so he was doing that daytime, nighttime. He was lucha libre or wrestling.
Yeah.
And somehow he got like a call from WWE to come and just be at the arena or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't know what for though.
Yeah.
So he was just like, oh shoot, this is my shot. I'm gonna like
Of course.
get dressed, do the whole thing, and they ended up using him for his prison job.
Oh, really?
And it's him and 3 other guards with JBL going to arrest John Cena.
Oh, wow. That's
He's
funny.
one of the guards in there.
Damn.
Yeah,
See if I can find that clip.
Yep. It's
See if I can find it and put it
there.
up here maybe without getting this taken down. But that'd be pretty tight, though.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
you could just look up JBL.
Wrestling John Cena.
No, I think it's JBL John Cena arrest.
Okay.
Yeah, do like that, and then
Yeah,
he's, I'll have to point it out to you when I show you.
Okay.
Which one it is, but yeah, man. I think from that point on, like wrestling was a huge part of my day-to-day life. Whether it was like looking at my dad's like layout and plans of what he's gonna do versus like testing out new tracks, new entrance tracks, or coming out with different mask designs and stuff like that. So I guess you could say like now as an artist and how I carry it, I was never here to wrestle or try out, although I kind of want to now.
Yeah.
just to kind of do like a little like a narrative, and I just kind of go in the ring, help out my dad kind of do.
Man, there's some independent wrestling companies out by you in Kansas City.
Dude, I just met one. What was it? He's a bald dude. No, you know him actually.
Yeah. DJ.
Yes,
DJ.
DJ.
Yeah, he does Journey Pro.
Dude, I just met him at Aldi's.
Really?
Going shopping. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So he saw the merch. He's like, bro, I love that shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I was like, this is my brand, and my family are lucha libre wrestlers. They're like, bro, I run a whole like,
Yeah, he runs the whole thing.
Dude, I was looking at the Instagram. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's called Journey Pro, KC, or just Journey Pro.
That's Journey Pro.
Yeah, man, they're dope. DJ is a good guy. I went to like 2 or 3 shows. He let me film it because I was like a big fan, and I was like, they're doing some wrestling shows, and I heard that they were bringing some like big name people, not like WWE big, but like people like right below WWE, like they're gonna be there and stuff. And I was like, what? So I hit him up like, hey, I got a ticket, but can I film? And he's like, oh yeah, go ahead. Just don't get around the ring too close or anything like that, because I'm like, no, I totally get it.
Damn.
He let me take some photos and video, and like I just talk to him on Facebook now all the time, and like I want to get him on a podcast sometime soon. But he's a cool dude.
When talking to him, he was a real cool dude.
Yeah.
And I have ideas of just small performance, some shots, maybe see if I can get my dad to come over here too.
Oh man, that'd be beautiful.
I think that'd be really cool just to get my dad in a different environment, but to also like. Because I think he said they do live music performances too.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like,
sometimes
this would be perfect just to play and then, get some footage, whatever.
Yeah, no, that'd be really cool. DJ, let's make that happen.
Yes, for sure, man. I know we haven't talked yet. If you see this, now, but
yeah. No, that's cool. No, DJ's good people.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And
did you have a friend? I think I was going through your social media. Did you have a friend that did something with AEW recently? Yeah, curly hair, brown curly hair.
Oh, Darian.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darian is my barber's son.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
my barber I've been knowing my barber since I got here, like probably like a year after, 2013. His name, shout outs to Frederick. He's been cutting my hair for this whole time, and his son is an actor, and I think he went to like Mizzou for some years, and then he did the rest in London.
Oh wow!
So he started doing some acting there and playing Shakespeare and things like
Oh,
that. Wow. And then while he got in that mix, man, he started doing the wrestling
thing.
the lucha libre in London or whatever, the UK.
Oh wow,
I was
over
like,
there.
Yeah,
Dang,
dude,
that's
I
cool.
was like, holy what, dude?
Bro, so like wrestling and you was like,
yeah, man.
Where you go?
It just kind of like, honestly, man, it just threw me out of loop. But then it made sense because he was like, yeah, I'm doing wrestling to enhance my acting. Like performance.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, that makes sense because that's like equivalent to like
like
football players in ballet.
Yeah.
They're kind of like they need.
Oh
balance.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he's like a super fan. Definitely loves the music, loves the merch.
Yeah.
He'll send me like different clips of him doing wrestling moves and stuff like that. And I think he trains now. Not trains, or he works out with DDP.
Yeah, he was part of. I don't know where he was at. I saw on social media. The Nightmare Family something. He was at their facility or something.
Okay.
I feel like he was at. But I thought that was really cool.
DDP?
Yeah, with DDP.
Yeah. I think he said, somebody said, my barber was mentioning it was DDP Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash.
They were there?
They
were there?
Yeah, at one point. Just working out with them.
That is dope.
That's
bro.
crazy.
That's
And this is
crazy.
in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
That's where it's, yeah.
Yep. He's been jumping around, and I haven't talked to him in a while. He actually hit me up for some beats.
That's cool, man.
But yeah, man, him and his sister, good people. I mean, that whole family, my barber's whole entire family is just like, that's love. Like that is one of my families here.
That's awesome.
And it's always just a blessing just hanging out with them and just being with them.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Like I said, that wrestling's still with you even when you come this way.
Yes.
And then putting all that together to create your creative outlet is still influenced with you and your music.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So where are you from originally?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas. So I was actually born in Oakland, California.
Okay.
I moved to San Antonio when I was about 5.
That's cool.
And yeah, born and raised.
Yeah, that's funny. I actually was born in San Bernardino, California.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And my dad was born in El Paso, Texas.
What?
And then he went to California. I was born there and then moved to Topeka,
Nice.
Kansas. And so you're in Kansas City now, right?
Yes, now I'm in Kansas City. And how long were you in Cali for? Like when you moved
Till
here?
I was like 4.5, 4. I was young.
Did you go back?
Oh, I used to in middle school, a couple times in high school.
Uh-huh.
I haven't gone back since I was probably 19. I haven't been back in a long time. Like
What about Texas?
Texas. Oh man, I love Dallas.
Okay.
Like Dallas is like my second home now. Like
Alright.
I go there like once a year now for this wrestling pay-per-view thing that I go to.
Sure.
So I go there like once a year now.
Okay. I got a good question to ask you.
Okay.
Truthfully, since you've been to both,
Yeah.
and you may or may not know,
It's okay.
but which is better, Whataburger and In-N-Out?
Oh my gosh. Oh man, you put me on the spot. I don't know. Another thing, reason why I can't answer it right now, because it's been so long since I've had both.
Sure.
I know I was in Texas not too long ago, but I don't think I had the last 2 times I was there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a minute.
All right.
But it don't matter. I like burgers, man. Like I eat whatever, bro. Like give me some burgers and fries. I don't care. Some onion rings, cold Dr Pepper, Coke.
Right.
You know, like it don't
Right.
matter. Like, but man, I don't know. Next time I go.
Yeah.
Next time I go.
I want to hear your opinion because you're from both, so like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have that ability to try both. You know.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no, for sure.
Hit me back up with that.
I got you.
I'm
I got
curious.
you. So you go back and forth a lot. So, did you grow up? Like, how long were you in California for?
When I was born in Oakland, my dad was stationed out in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
For some years. And
Gotcha.
so I don't really know Oakland like that because majority of my family is in Texas, in
Okay,
San
I
Antonio.
gotcha.
So because he was stationed out there, that's where we live,
Oh,
in
okay.
San Diego and Oakland.
Okay, I gotcha.
For so
Yeah.
whatever I know is nothing.
Kind of the same
Yeah.
as me. Like I didn't know too much over there, but
Yeah.
then I would go back.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about what people's lives would be if they didn't move.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't
Oh, for
imagine how I would have been like in California.
Me either.
Oh, it's crazy.
In Oakland?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
dude,
Oh
you
my
serious?
gosh. Yeah, San Bernardino got real bad,
Oh, yeah.
bro.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
bad. But so you lived in Texas for a while.
Yeah.
You go to high school and stuff down there too.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
moved out of Texas when I was 18, so literally 2 months after high school, I just dipped out to Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
To the Art Institute.
Dang.
So yeah.
So was that your plan the whole time after school to come to go to art or?
Yeah, art school
Yeah.
was in the mix probably when I was started coming about when I was like in like a sophomore.
Okay.
Because I wasn't really sure, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And,
We never know.
no,
we
honestly,
never know.
No. So really, I think it just boiled down to like 2 colleges. It was like Laguna Beach and Kansas City
Oh wow.
Institute.
Oh wow. Okay.
They reviewed my portfolio because, like I said, I all I did was draw and paint, and then
Yeah.
I had a couple like clay sculptures in the portfolio as well.
Oh,
But
cool.
anyways, they reviewed it a couple times, and they're like, "All right, we'll give you this much. Laguna says this much. This place ended up more." So
Yeah.
that's where
That's
I went.
cool.
So
Yeah.
It was just to take it out. I think I was like doing a lot at a young age, and like
Yeah.
just in the mix of things. I was like, man, I'm ready to move.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool.
100%.
So now you've been over here, Kansas City barbecue, Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
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 What's the how do you compare or contrast? You know.
So let's start here, bro. Hispanic, brown, Mexican moms are just very, you know. I think you you always just have these things where like you think to yourself like, why did she do that when I was that age?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now that you think about it, it's kind of like traumatizing in a sense, but like it made you who you are.
No, for sure.
Well, my mom decided to make this pulled pork for us, and it was out of a package from like Walmart or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. One of those ones you heat up in the freezer.
Yeah.
And so I ate a couple bites and right away, like I didn't like it because it was like this barbecue sauced hickory, like smoke, whatever.
Yeah.
Just steamy, and it was just nasty,
Did
man.
not want it.
But she was just like, "You're not getting off the table until you eat all your food."
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all Mexican grandmas,
Yeah.
aunties,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, all like that.
You have to eat this. And so
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I can't, like, you know, at this point I'm crying.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
get off the table. And then I'd finished it like super fast and
Uh-huh.
just went to the restroom next 5 seconds and boom, it was out.
Oh,
It was
damn.
out. So stemming from that, when I came to Kansas City, I heard that their barbecue is real saucy and real, like, you know,
Yeah.
just a lot of flavors. And in Texas, it's all dry rub. So
Okay.
it's literally like,
Oh,
you know,
totally different.
it could be salt and pepper, or it could just
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like a good Cajun seasoning or whatever. But I, for the life of me, did not like barbecue sauce.
Really?
Like it,
So you couldn't
yeah, I couldn't
got
get
you.
past it. So as soon as I would smell it, I was like,
Oh,
I
no,
can't
not
do
for
it.
you.
So
Damn.
walking into Gates
Oh,
or
man.
Q39 or any one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
joints, bro. I couldn't do it.
Damn.
So it took me some time.
Yeah.
I moved in 2012, so we're almost
Okay.
reaching 10 years.
Yeah.
I would say half of the way it grew on me, and I started to like the sauces and the spices and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
really comparing flavors. And I think as a whole, like learning how to grill Texas stuff when I go back home versus grilling here with some homies and things like that.
For sure.
It's two different styles.
Yeah.
You know, it's different flavors. So I kind of have a love for both, but I stick with the OG, like with Texas, just dry rubs, you know, because it still has that natural
Yeah.
feeling in it. There's a certain way of cooking things, like a Texas brisket,
Yeah.
bro. Nothing beats that, man. Nothing
Oh,
beats
man.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. That's funny, though.
Yep.
That's cool to
Brisket tacos.
Oh, my God. Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, my gosh. I was mad because I was in Texas the last time before COVID. Like, I wanted to go I forgot where I was at in Dallas. I wanted to go eat there so bad, but it was so packed.
Oh,
Like,
man.
so packed. And I was like, everyone told me to go this. I can't remember what restaurant it was. Sorry, someone out there reminded me. Oh, gosh. But I went out there. It was like 3-hour wait. And I was like, there's no way. I only got like 3 hours. I literally only have 3 hours to like go to the next thing I had to go to. But still. But no, I can't wait to go back. I want to go back.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, for sure, man. Dallas is fun, man. Dallas is a good spot.
I've only been there once. I think I have some family there.
Okay, cool.
I've been a couple times, but not as an adult.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Kansas City in a certain way.
Yeah.
A little bit. Depending on where you're at.
Okay.
I was up in Deep Ellum. I don't know if you know where that's at or not. They have a cool little art district there, like concert venues all over, like one building to the next. No, it's a good spot to go to. Yeah. So after high school, college, or institute, when did you start DJing?
I would say it was closer to like the middle of 2013 mark.
Okay.
2014.
Yeah.
I think so. And I mean, I always had that, you know, like who at one point doesn't have virtual DJ at one
Okay,
point.
yeah, for sure.
You're kind of messing with that.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. And then you start to realize like, okay, there's more things I can do equipment wise, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, during art school, I went to a lot of different parties that surprisingly had like DJs there.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And there were some of the art kids, some kids from around the way that were just throwing these badass house parties. And so one of my good homies had a Newmark USB plugin,
Okay.
and really it was just it was a practice controller, so it wasn't meant for sound to come out of it.
Okay.
It was like all auxiliary.
Yeah.
And so he had just one point just said, "Hey, I'm moving. You can have this." So once he gave it to me, I was like, "All right, cool." And it's real small, you know.
Yeah.
Probably the size of this. And from then on, I was just practicing. I would practice set lists because learning about like how plugins work and chords and stuff like that, I didn't really know what was going on where the aux between the XLRs or whatever. So I quickly found out that you couldn't hear your cues, you couldn't have samples, you can have anything that a regular professional, you know, controller would have, or
Yeah.
turntables. So I'd basically just take the whole list of songs and try to just mark them all down, and that would be like my entire set list. So every show I would do before, just a complete like 100-song set list. Like this feeds into this,
Oh, wow.
and then if you mess up here, feed into these 2 songs.
Dang.
And then like just like a whole grid.
Yeah.
And so for like at least 3 or 4 years, I was just rocking that little thing at anything.
Dang, that's crazy cool.
And so yeah, since 2014 and on, and now I have a Pioneer VJ SX2 that looks like a charm.
Yeah.
Hell
No, that's cool. Man, so I listened to plenty of your beats before this interview, and way before that too as well. Movies. You like movies. I can tell you like movies from your music. Like you put some stuff in there. You know, I can tell.
Yep.
Me being a big fan of movies, I always like, if a movie has good music, it's like makes it that much better for me. Like just that much better.
Oh man, can't stress that enough.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, totally. So with that being said, before we go into the more music side, what is your favorite movie because of that?
Man, I sample a lot of movies, and even those are my favorites. But I would have to say like, hard to pick. Let me just do top 3.
Okay, no, go for it. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So top 3 for sure. Number 1 is Blood and Blood Out.
Oh, of course.
100%.
Yeah.
I watched that like
Oh man.
over 200 times
No,
probably.
for sure.
Goodfellas. Goodfellas is a solid film.
Yeah.
And then Training Day.
Oh man.
Training Day. Yes, sir.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Those are
Those are good.
probably the I would say the 3 most watched ones with between my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Like those were ones that they loved.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I fell in love with them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, those 3 right there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool. So then, now going to your music side, every artist, producer has their own way of creating their music. Do you sometimes put a movie on and start making music, or what do you do?
Yeah, man. Sometimes it could be a movie. It could be a show I'm watching.
Yeah.
It could just be whatever. But lately, it's been Hell's Kitchen for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
YouTube
no,
has
cool.
like the whole entire series of seasons, like
Yeah, no.
ad free. So
Yeah.
literally, I'll put that on, or a movie, make the music, and then as I'm watching, I might catch something in the film.
Yeah.
It always pans out like that. If
Yeah.
not, like I'm just making something.
Yeah, for sure.
A badass thing that I found is let me see. Okay, so you remember the Scarlett interface?
I won't know anything about this. This is all Tobias. This is crap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this interface is probably the same way, but the Scarlett one has 2 plugs. It has one for guitar and one for mic or whatever. Turntable. So basically, I take it from the speaker. My TV screen is already connected to my laptop, so I'm already playing Netflix, whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then what I do is I take that another XLR to the interface and plug it in like it's a element, just like
Okay.
a turntable, whatever.
Oh, wow.
So whenever I press play and record, it's recording what's playing out of the TV, out of the speaker. Yeah. So
Oh, man.
now I can catch like the background orchestra music in
Oh,
back,
wow.
that moment in time where somebody's creeping or somebody's about to
Yeah.
shoot somebody,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh man.
That's where that comes from, or any vocals or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man.
That makes the process so much more fun because now you're actually building a narrative, like a theme song or like a soundtrack within a soundtrack. In a sense,
Oh, that's
like
beautiful.
Your own interpretation.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome,
Oh,
man.
yeah, man.
No, that's really cool. That I definitely feel and hear that when I'm listening to your music, man.
Nice.
Like for sure. And I was like, this is dope. Like it's so
Appreciate
cool.
that. Hell yeah, man.
And then a lot of your mixes, you put your definitely own style on them and just make it very unique. I mean, the last song I heard was the Ludacris one. Move on.
Oh, Move. Yeah.
Move.
Yeah.
Move. Oh my gosh, Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
so. I can't wait to post that.
Yes.
Your video for that though,
Yeah.
dope. Where were you at when you filmed that video?
Yeah, I was in the city market at like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, really?
He from Vegas. He pulls up through a wedding. I was like, to a wedding, and I was like, dude, you're here. I want to do something. I want to do a crazy video.
Yeah.
You can shoot it for me. I'll just edit. And he's like, dude, I'm down.
That's
and
cool.
We did it like at a whim, and It was probably the quickest one I've ever done because we did 3 takes and then we were out of there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But yeah, we just posted up right there in the city at the corner of the city market, and just went to work on that one. It was a lot of fun because at that time, like I really was messing with that beat, just the way the laid over. I was like, dude, I'm ready to perform this one.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
No, that's cool. That's great. So how many projects do you have on your belt right now? Like full projects?
On platforms right now?
Yeah.
Let's see, we have Disordered, the Kalaka tape. There's one I did for Ninth Wonder in the Soul Council. Like it was like a submission.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's just like I forgot what it's called, a sample challenge. Switch Ups Volume 1 and Switch Ups Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a single that I just released. It's called Fire. And then the only one that's not up there is the First Match, which is like kind of the one I started with.
Okay.
There's another one before that, but this one was just like I was just a little more confident in what I was putting out. So
I gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, I think what is that, like 7, 8?
That's cool.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you currently working on right now? Are you putting together a project right now, or?
So kind of like my mind's always scattered, so I like to like make something and then organize it into what feels like I'm building on that tape. So I just did Switch Up Volume 2, so 3 would come like later at the end of the year or possibly at the top of next year. I'm working on a collabo tape with my homie Zerktronic. That's one that we've been sitting on for a year.
Okay.
And then I'm working on the second match. I did the first match 2 years ago, so the second match would be out. And that one's really cool because that one's kind of like, that music is music that was played at these lucha libre shows consistently.
Oh wow, okay.
And they're all kind of like flipped and have like this narrative to them, and you know, it kind of builds that story and gives you that vibe of like being there at the show.
Yeah.
So that one's like really cool, like
that's
the way
cool.
I'm constructing that one. But
that's cool.
so yeah, just those 3 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
So I guess the way that you make your own beats, how would you describe your style? Because I mean, you definitely have some Hispanic Latin into your music too as well. A lot, very heavily influenced that I feel.
For sure.
I guess talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, man, it's a toss up, man, because I think like being like Mexican American or Chicano or Latino or whatever, like, you know, you live in or like, let's say I always say like I'm a Texan, I'm not Mexican.
Yeah.
And there's a difference because like a lot of us in my generation and the kids I grew up with, like grew up like not really speaking Spanish.
Exactly.
Or,
Yeah.
You know, kind of eating like not doing so many different you know, Mexican celebrations, traditions and stuff. So we kind of have those small traditions, and especially San Antonio, like it's like its own country, or like what Texas is, it's its own country. So I think with that, like there's still this half and half mix of me listening to West Coast Latino hip hop to stuff down south to oldies, all with my dad, and then with my mom it was all like Tejano, Norteños, 50s and 60s doo-wop. So it was like a cold hard, like good mix between the two. But like I said, it wasn't really like, I was never like full on Mexican, so I was like, I got the best of both worlds. Really, as a Chicano. So I feel like between those sides, there's still those like scratching elements and those chops and those sample cuts, but also like I love to cherish or still maintain that sound when it comes to those you know, the Spanish tracks, you know, the cumbias and norteños and stuff like that. And mariachi, like all that good stuff. Like that's such a rich sound that I try to like put both together, you know what I'm saying? And just do my best ability to kind of show like, all right, this is who I am.
No, definitely.
Yeah, man.
With that being said, like outside of that, is there like current stuff, mainstream stuff that maybe influenced you today?
It's hard, man, because I would say, like if I were to do Spanish music, I don't think I have like old favorites.
Okay.
On deck at all times.
Yeah.
To go off the most, I would say Los Ángeles Negros is a group from like the '60s, and around the time Lemos One was wrestling. He was also singing, so he had his own like band.
Okay.
And they would do covers of Los Angeles Negros.
Oh, gotcha.
But
Okay.
they would say that he would sound exactly like the lead singer.
Oh wow.
And so it was always like a battle to find that music for a while.
Yeah.
And then something kind of sparked it, and I found that group. And I don't know what it is, but it's all sampleable. Like if that's a word, but it's all like you can definitely find some good loops and stuff.
Yeah,
but also
yeah.
like what they're saying and kind of like the vibe it gets. It's just very classic. So that for sure has put like a stamp on my like influence.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, you know, you got people like people that are just coming to the bars like Freddie Gibbs, Benny the Butcher, the whole Griselda.
Yeah.
And then still listening to classic producers like Doom, rest in peace, you know, Ninth and Alchemist, and really just kind of like merging the two the best
Yeah.
way I can, or just learning from it.
No, most definitely.
So
There's an artist I want to bring up who's getting like he's like #1 right now.
sure.
Is Bad Bunny.
Oh, of course, bro.
Like that's
Of
crazy.
course. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this guy at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm not. Only reason why I'm familiar is because of wrestling. He's been on WWE. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah, he
anything
did.
like that.
He jumped off the top rope.
Yeah, man,
yeah.
it's crazy. He was at one pay-per-view, and then he's been showing up on Raw ever so often.
Nice.
But
wait. You said often?
yeah,
like
he
he's-
like twice, 3 times now, maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just a one-time thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually was the #1 selling wrestler shirt. They gave him his own shirt to sell on
That's-
WWE.com.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
That dude is like.
And I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar, man.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar, so I can't speak about him. But I just know he's killing it.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't really listen to his music like
Yeah.
religiously like some people do.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is, you know, it's just good music.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But me, I'm not, you know, I hear it like in the club, or if I play it DJ wise,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they go off.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah.
for Bad Bunny, like, you know, he's got the brand, the style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's got his personal life.
Yeah.
The sound, like the look, like everything, man.
Yeah.
So, and he really does a lot for like his people, like
Yeah,
Latinos,
yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that is super important. He's like a, you know, a Latino art icon
Yeah.
for 100%.
No, definitely.
Him and Balvin. I wouldn't take Balvin out of the mix too, because Balvin, J Balvin's like, they're
Yeah.
like center up, yeah, for sure.
That's crazy to hear, and that to me, it's crazy that you know, being Mexican American, whatever, like to see brown people to the point where like, because he's a straight up rapper, right? He's
Yeah.
a rapper, #1. I feel like in all the charts, he's #1,
100%.
and then transitioning into the mainstream
Oh yeah.
to wrestling, which
yeah.
to me is just crazy. The fact that that's finally, I don't know. I don't know. It's something to be like, I don't know. I just thought it would never happen.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know. It's like I like Mexican artists, Latino artists, and I typically don't prefer it. And I don't know, for some reason in hip hop or rap, they don't get the notoriety that they should. Some of them are.
Gotcha.
There's been a lot of artists that come and go. There hasn't been a big name like that in a really long time who's kind of crossed over a little bit, and I feel like Bad Bunny's one of them that's
Oh, for sure.
finally doing that.
I think if there is if it wasn't as mainstream, like if you look at the underground
Yeah,
and the you know, I would say I don't know, I think there's like a group of them. It's like I think they're like anywhere from 17 to about 20.
yeah,
Like you have all like the what do they call it, man? It's like the sad boy Chicano sound.
yeah.
Like Cuco.
Okay.
You ever heard of
Yeah,
Cuco?
yeah. Uh huh.
Okay, with like Cuco and like that little realm of things, it's always like this classic. Or like there's a group called Los Retros, and it's like they're like, I think they're like four Mexican brothers that play in their house, like
Yeah.
still. That's
wow.
where they record.
Oh, wow, okay.
Like the mom's living room or whatever.
Dang.
But they have like a guitar essence, like real sweet sounding sound to like, it appeals to like the guys and the ladies somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's chill music, but I would say that's as far as it goes, and then on top of that, it would be Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. There's they mostly come from out of LA. You know,
Yeah. I know for sure.
we haven't had one like that, a Chicano or a Mexican American duo. out of Texas
Yeah.
a while too.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Besides like at SPM.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god,
SPM.
man,
Yeah.
that was what like
Yep.
we probably would have been like in middle school. I
Yep.
think that long, like that long ago. You
Oh
know?
yeah, or like Baby Bash.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Come
Like,
and go,
those guys.
come and go. That's
Yeah.
when they just come and go and then
Oh,
be
yeah.
gone.
Yep.
No, that's crazy. No, we don't have our own Jay-Z, our own Lil Wayne. I guess I don't know. We don't have that
I would
really
say
too much. Like
if there's anything closest, it's like in the Chicano world, like
yeah,
Big Pun and Fat Joe.
that'd be it, and
Yeah.
that'd be
Big
it.
Pun and Fat Joe,
that'd
and
be
then I
it.
would say an honorary or like a pioneer, because that's what I grew up on was the pioneers of Latino hip hop.
for sure.
So if to name them off, it was like Fat Joe, Big Pun, Delinquent Habits, Psycho Realm, Kid Frost was like the main one. Lighter Shade of Brown, like Quinto Soul, like those guys are like probably like in their 40s and 50s now.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the start of like hip hop, probably like in the early 90s, those are the guys like jumping off and
Yeah, I know for sure.
going crazy. And then if you didn't know, Kid Frost was an attachment of Eazy-E.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was one
Yep.
of his people
Yeah, yeah.
that he kind of put on, and then
Yeah,
kind of took off from there. I feel like so.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's cool, man. It's cool that it's still going on. It's
Yeah,
someone-
100%.
that someone's still
Different,
doing it. Yeah,
super different,
totally different.
Like, and I know the
Yeah.
pioneers would be like, what?
yeah,
Or,
yeah.
you
We're not
know.
the same as Bad Bunny, but still.
yeah, and I'm sure they appreciate it. I will say that even though the pioneers are still like not as relevant as they are,
Yeah.
they're still going hard.
Oh, for sure.
To this day.
Fat Joe, man, like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
He
yeah.
stays. Who put a hot summer anthem?
Yeah.
like every year.
Straight up. I was like,
Seriously.
dude,
Yeah.
I dig his raps when he's rapping with is that song with Big L called The Enemy. You listen to Big L?
No, not too much,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Big
No.
Big L would probably be like that in that round when Biggie and Pac were alive.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Big L's gone. He
Yeah.
died around the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
but Just heavy hitting bars and
yeah.
it's like you can't even repeat that to anybody.
Oh.
Like the things that dude would say.
Oh
like,
man, that's funny.
yeah, hell yeah.
No, that's cool. No, man, it's been a cool thing. I'm excited to see where the future is going to go with music in general.
100%.
It's been more. I feel like music has gone more diverse and diverse. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember of artists and people and producers and DJs. Like everything's just been so diverse, and not everyone's just playing one type of music anymore either, which is cool. I feel like that's really cool.
Yeah.
It definitely makes people feel more included.
Yeah,
Like
for
you,
sure.
you go to a bar, or you go to a club, but it's not the same thing, which is it just makes it better for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. There's some more. The world's more open now and just more like. There's so many resources out there. It's
Yeah.
like it's almost like saying like who's not making music.
Yeah.
Like there's still this underground hidden talent that hasn't been seen yet.
Yeah.
Those artists that need to, kind of eventually get out of the bedroom, get out of
Yeah.
wherever they're at.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see the ones that are coming up and doing their thing. The one I think that puts like a bad name. I was just thinking about this today. Is Tekashi.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's hard because like I was like, bro,
Dang.
like you're making our people. Look
Yes,
bro,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I forgot he's brown.
Yeah,
I
he is.
forget. I
Yeah,
forget.
But he's
Good.
lived. That's
Yeah.
the thing about being Mexican American
Yeah.
or whatever American. It's
Yeah.
like you still live in this hood to where it's that's where you're from.
Yeah.
That's where you're from. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And not to say I've seen him do stuff for his people.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, it's just him trolling and flexing and
Oh, of
being him.
course.
It's rolling with the times.
That's just a generation now. Though.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah, exactly.
The way
And
people
you
do
can't
things now.
you can't get mad at it.
No.
But at the same time, it's like,
Come on,
come
man.
on, bro. Like,
And it,
Yeah.
man, it's also about the disrespect of other stuff in general.
oh, for sure.
You know, like it's crazy now because people are like, well, he's still making money. And number one, that at the end of the day, that's all people care about. Like it's sad.
Yeah, it's super sad. And you may hate him, but you're
Yeah.
still gonna watch him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's just
inevitable. It's inevitable.
yeah, it's
bro.
also just entertaining too.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
It's-
Junk food. It's really.
oh
it is.
no, it is. It's McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's McDonald's. That's so funny.
Oh well.
So with you coming to Kansas City,
Yep.
so being from Texas and moving to Kansas City, how did the Texas artists, DJs, the music scene treat you when you came over here? Was it open arms? Did you have to go find people to go collaborate with, or like how did that?
Oh, so coming here.
Yeah.
I would say Man, that's a tricky part because I feel like the people that I was DJing with were still kind of like on my level. Per se.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like we did it together, but nothing was ever like there was no clubs or meetings or anything like
Yeah,
that. It's
yeah.
like, oh, you DJ too, kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And then wherever I got a chance to play or even just get my foot in the door, I was trying to do like the whole turntable vinyl thing for a minute.
Okay, yeah.
It didn't work out.
That's hard.
It was bad.
Yeah, yeah.
So then when I finally got attached to the controller, people knew I DJ'd, but I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't putting like a whole lot into it.
Yeah.
And I got fortunate enough to DJ 2 fashion shows.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That were really cool. One was this girl, man, I forgot her name. Wow, she's gonna hate me. I hope she never sees this. Yeah, I forgot her name, but she went to the Art Institute as well.
Okay.
And her whole show was just, off the chain, bright pink colors, whatever. But she was like, yo, I need you to make some house music for me.
Okay.
So on the flip side of, instead of doing the hip hop, the trap, the Latin influence, sometimes I'll jump into house or like stuff that's past 120 BPM and just mess around.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, I just played some tracks and incorporated those beats to some film they had up on the screen. Did it for the same thing for another fashion show. And from then, that's when I played at a local bar called the Mockingbird Lounge. And I was there like doing Latin nights, hip hop, whatever. I even hosted karaoke at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. And this is before the mass. This is still fresh.
Yeah.
So really, like in every sense, it was just me. There was never like that exposure to those DJs. Like I didn't really know who the DJs were.
Yeah.
Just because it was such a new world.
No, for sure.
But I feel like the first official DJ I met, his name's DJ Max Groove. Shout out Max Groove. That dude was everywhere, man.
Yeah.
He was at this badass spot called Roots Pub, and we'd always do like brunch and play like those select vibes. That you'd be like, dude, where'd you get that from? It's like, look it up, or like he'll just tell you real quick, but it won't give you a link or nothing.
Oh, that's fine.
So it's like, yeah, he was always like the one that was like, yo, I'm playing here, or if you want to go ahead and join in, you can, kind of deal. He would get me set up, but even then, man, like truthfully, even at that point, given the opportunity, I really wasn't comfortable with like the equipment I had. I didn't know how to do any of the professional stuff yet.
Yeah.
So I was always like indecisive. So it took me a minute to really like push that forward.
Yeah.
And then start messing and investing in myself with the professional stuff.
Sure.
And stemming off of that, man, I mean, I probably met most of the DJs, and everybody's like real cool.
Yeah.
Real like willing to spit those ideas or any tips and tricks or
Oh, yeah,
stuff
no,
like
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah, man.
I know that sometimes there's like beat competitions and beat battles out there too. I can't think of any of the names out there of any of them. I don't know if you know of any of the competition names or.
There hasn't been any in a minute, but I will say the one I did was Bud Push.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was by
No, you're good. You're good.
Stacy Smith, but that's not his producer name. That one I remember, that was the first one I did. Tech came through
Okay.
with what's her name? His girl.
Ashley,
yes. They both came through, supported. And that was really cool because it was downtown. It was like one of the last ones downtown. Yeah, there was like Tech was there, and then there was at least like 20 producers on the lineup.
Oh wow.
And there was just so much hype for these different producers, and it was crazy to see that like come about, because I was like, all right, I'm trying to check out this dude,
Yeah.
And I think I was like second round. I like lost the first round.
Okay.
Because I had some homies who really like put in that. They're like, yo, FK versus, this is gonna be a fire battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just trash. Yeah.
Oh shit, it happens, man.
Yeah, one of them wasn't. One track wasn't compressed right, or it was just. Yeah. The beat in my head was dope.
Yeah.
But on the technical side, it just didn't hit.
I gotcha.
What I wanted to hear.
Yeah. That's cool that you did some stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
I know. For some people, it's hard to come, obviously from another state, coming somewhere else to trying to find where other like-minded creative people are at. You know, because a lot of the creative people are kind of like I don't know how to describe it. They're introverts. You know, they don't want to go out and do. You know,
100%.
You know? But once you find one person, then you lead off and go find other people too.
And really, it's still like to be honest, when it is very like public, like you have your select people who are out and about. Even then, like it's still like its own like almost like a clique in a sense. Yeah. But they still kind of know each other. Yeah. But there's hardly like a collaboration. Yeah. Aspect of it. So yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like that everywhere. A lot of people here in town, they complain that people don't funk with each other a lot.
Yep.
That's everywhere you go. It's always going to be like that, even in a bigger city like Kansas City. With that being said, so do artists ever come hit you up and be like, hey, yo, I need a beat? Like,
yeah, man.
Could you make me a custom beat for me specifically? Like, how's your process with that?
I would say I don't do it as much anymore. But if I do hear of somebody that I want to work with, that's when I reach out. Only because I'll put it to you this way, because a lot of people are like, hey, why don't you put your beats on BeatStars? And I don't, because I think like as an artist, it really is made with like the heart, the soul, all of it. Yeah. So you know how there's those producers that kind of just make stuff like a day, like multiple. Yeah. I cannot do that. Like because it's me sitting down with my thoughts, with my feelings at that point, like whatever I'm watching, whatever I ate, it all goes into every one of those beats. And at the same time, they're like throwaways. There's
for sure
nothing that's, you know, acceptable by me for somebody to go and rap on. Yeah. So when somebody says I need a custom beat, I'll do the custom beat, but we have to be in the studio together. We have to talk about it.
That's cool.
You see what I'm saying? There has to be some type of conversation. Yeah. And we'll make it together. That way we're on the same page here. Yeah. Because if you take something I give you or something that you found, honestly, man, it just might not match up with whatever you're saying. Yeah. And it's kind of a bother. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I hate that. I don't want it to stop me. But if the beats can be placed somewhere else where it wasn't a rapper rapping over it, it was just used for something. Yeah. I think that's what I look forward to. Like if it was used in some type of video or background music or whatever. Yeah, yeah. It's just something to listen to, something to vibe to. Yeah, yeah.
And there's a difference between. I feel like those are two different type of producers.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. Yep. Some people think like, I'm rapping on that beat no matter what. Like I want that, give it to me. And then obviously as the producer / artist, it's like no, that's just. I made it so people can listen to it in its entirety instead of words on top of it, which makes sense, which I get.
Sure, yeah, because you don't always want to hear rapping on Jay Dilla's beats. Yeah. You just want to hear Jay Dilla. Uh-huh. You know? Yeah. And for that, it's like, it's a whole narrative, you know what I'm saying? It'd be you interrupting the story. Yeah, yeah. You know, and sometimes it gets me, but sometimes, like I said, if I do have something specific where I'm like, this goes hard, somebody needs to rap on it. Yeah. That's when I'll reach out to some of the artists.
That's cool.
Here or San Antonio. Yeah. Kansas City, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, man.
Oh, that's cool. All right, before we can wrap things up, where can people find you, contact you?
You can definitely find me on Instagram at FK Menace, Facebook page as well. And I do have a Twitter, but I don't really use it that much. So, yeah.
I just use Instagram too myself, really.
Really, that's it. I mean, all FK Menace. So
that's dope.
And YouTube, of course, you can find all the latest content and every piece that I've made so far. So.
Cool, man. But no, I appreciate your time, sir. This is great. It was very, it was cool, man. We haven't seen each other in a long time, and
100%. Thank you for having me.
Oh no, for sure. No, I appreciate it a lot. But we're gonna get on out of here. Everyone, thanks for watching and listening. Make sure you subscribe. Check this man out. We're out of here. Peace.